Hi, it's Gary here from the Bot Framework team at Microsoft, and I'm really excited that Build 2020 is finally here because it brings with it a ton of conversational AI related announcements. More and more developers all over the globe need to respond to the ever-increasing demands of customers, both internal and external, looking for accurate information and great support experiences. Azure Bot Service was already seeing more than 1.25 billion messages a month going through the service ahead of the COVID-19 crisis. But in just the last few weeks, we've seen over 1,500 bots rolled out via the Microsoft Health Bot service alone, helping users all over the globe respond to the crisis. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of some of the announcements that we're making and help you understand where you can find more information. So let's dive in. One of the biggest announcements that we're making this week is the general availability of the Bot Framework Composer. Composer is a central environment for bot building, bringing together all of the common services and components that you need for building great bots, allowing you to focus on the conversation design as opposed to the scaffolding that you often need to set up when building an awesome bot. That includes language understanding and the Lewis service, Q&A maker, and also language generation files for you to define how your bot communicates back with your users. Even better, Composer can now also build bot framework skills. A skill is a bot which carries out a set of tasks for another bot, and any skill that you build with Composer can actually then be consumed by other bots built with Composer, bots built with the SDK, or even bots built with Power Virtual Agents, part of the Power Platform. Composer is available as an Electron app, and it's also open source on GitHub. You can find out more and everything you need to get started over at aka.ms/bfcomposer. This week also sees the 4.9 release of our SDKs for C#, JavaScript and Python, as well as Preview 4 for the Java SDK, which aligns it with the others, bringing everything you need to build great Teams bots, including messaging extensions and conversational experiences. So well worth checking that out if you're a Java developer. I'm also excited to say that Adaptive Dialogues is also hitting general availability as part of this release. Adaptive Dialogues underpin the conversational experiences that you see within Composer and allow developers to dynamically update conversation flow based on context and events. Essentially meaning that we can now handle much easier than we could before complex scenarios like disambiguation, interruption and context switching. And on the back of Adaptive Dialogues going GA, we're announcing an early preview of something called Generated Dialogues, where you can automatically generate your conversations, which include your adaptive dialogue assets, your language understanding assets, and your language generation assets based on a schema that you provide, which tells the tool how you would like to accept information from a customer, the required information, and any other constraints. Other significant SDK announcements include a developer preview of single sign-on capabilities for Microsoft Teams, really reducing friction for users when you need to authenticate them through that channel, and also a new health check API, allowing for the monitoring of the status and the health of bots within a production environment. Over in Azure Bot Service, the general availability of the Direct Line App Service extension has been announced. This enables even greater control over how data is stored and transmitted when using direct line or web chat. Often customers in industries like banking, medical and legal might want to deploy their bots into virtual networks, and the Direct Line App Service extension allows their users to connect directly to their clients rather than passing through shared cloud infrastructure. And it uses WebSockets, which can also reduce latency. This definitely answers a common scenario that we've been seeing from our customers. Another common scenario which we've addressed in this release is the need for human handoff capabilities. Human handoff capabilities are more and more popping up on many people's requirements lists when it comes to a conversational solution. When a bot can't necessarily handle a request or we need to escalate to a human, then human handoff capabilities traditionally could have been quite complex to build. We're trying to reduce the complexity of building those integrations from days or weeks down to minutes by providing pre-built integrations with platforms like LivePerson, as well as a framework and best practices for you to go and build your own if a pre-built integration doesn't already exist. Customer demands also continue to evolve when it comes to the types of integrations that are required when building bots. We already feature a long list of channels available via Azure Bot Service today, but this week we're announcing a brand new public preview for a channel targeting the Amazon Alexa Skills service. This means that you can now build experiences for the popular Home Assistant platform built on Bot Framework alongside the other existing channels.
Your next meeting is at 2 p.m. with Darren at the Hyatt.
Adding to the already long list of general availability announcements this week, another significant milestone for us is the Virtual Assistant Solution Accelerator reaching version 1.0. The Virtual Assistant Solution Accelerator provides developers a way to quickly stand up a fully functional virtual assistant built using best practices and all of the common components that can then be modified to their own unique experience. Virtual Assistant has now been fully moved over to use Bot Framework skills, and a number of pre-built skills are available for developers to incorporate into their solutions right out of the box. Looking beyond version 1, additional capabilities are being added to allow you to take advantage of adaptive dialogues and skills built with Composer, with preview skills now being available, including a to-do and calendar skill. And finally, let's touch on some of the cognitive services that we typically see used within conversational AI solutions and the announcements that relate to them. The speech service sees significant accuracy improvements for speech-to-text and text-to-speech scenarios, additional capabilities such as custom commands, broadening language support and pronunciation assessment, making it easier than ever to embed complex speech scenarios into your solutions. The Language Understanding Intelligence Service, more commonly known as LUIS, sees a significant portal refresh, with a dramatically improved labelling experience, making it easier than ever to build apps and bots that can understand the complex language that people tend to use. For example, someone ordering a pizza might say, "I want 2 large chicken deep pan pizzas with a medium pizza with olives and a side of fries." This is a complex order, but using the new machine-learned entity labeling and decomposition allows you to extract actionable data with ease. LUIS and the Text Analytics Service both also see the general availability of their container support scenarios, meaning you can run both of these services at the edge. And finally, Q&A Maker sees some significant updates within the portal as well, the most prominent of one being the addition of a rich text editor, meaning you can add formatting for your answers within your knowledge base. This has been something that's been asked for quite some time, so it's fantastic to see that delivered. Hopefully this video has been useful in providing you with an overview of the announcements for conversational AI at Build 2020. You can find details of all of the announcements I've talked about, including links to additional resources, over at the Build 2020 Conversational AI blog at aka.ms/build20-conversational AI blog.